What's up, guys? Is Micromat here today again? Oh shit, my cam fell back. And today we're gonna be reacting to Vardark Dark Tide Media. Feminine characters trigger the wokies. They're furious. Modern slop is failing. Chuds stay winning. I'm gonna give a quick opinion on this kind of subject. Yes, the modern audience. Does the modern audience exist in the gaming industry? Yes, but I will admit it is such a minority that it is not worth pandering to such a small number when the majority don't want this shit. This small number doesn't make up for the majority of your numbers. So that means you're not making a profit, you're having to lay people off, people are losing their job because you want a virtue signal. Nobody wins here. The gamers don't win, the studio doesn't win, and the employees don't win. The studio loses money, the gamers miss out on a potentially good game, and the employees, they lose their job. A lot of them lose their job. It's just kind of stupid virtue signaling. I just dislike it. I just don't think it should be done like this. I think it should be done naturally, but it's always done not naturally, and it's honestly made a bad reputation for having main female characters and stuff like that. And I'm like, not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying it's made a bad reputation. It's made everyone, like, a lot of people just assume, oh, female main character, oh, it's bad now. And I want to say I can't blame them because it's just the same people always make things worse. They throw fuel onto the flames. They open their mouth and they start insulting them or something like that. And I'm like, you just made it 10 times worse. Why would you do that? Just shut up and let the game speak for itself. If it's a good game, it will be successful. People will see it's a good game and they'll like it. But if it's like signaling, people are going to clip it and they're going to share it around. And then people are going to see what you're doing. But hey, that's my take. We're going to resume.
There are a lot of people that are furious on the internet over the fact that beauty is back in video games and gamers are finally getting what they want again. These activists are very upset that their modern slop has flopped, and the Knights Path team over the past few days has been facing a lot of backlash over the fact that they're daring to put beautiful characters in their games, yet gamers are lining up to wishlist this experience and support these developers. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I've been covering Knight's Path pretty consistently over the past couple of months. I am excited to see where this game goes, what it turns into, and I'm sure that it is going to be a really fun experience when it finally releases. And I'm glad that the team isn't like rushing to release it just because they're getting attention online. We see that happen far too often where something with a lot of promise is rushed to release and then it's not quite ready yet. But the internet is not letting up when it comes to Knight's Path. A few months ago, the Knight's Path team had faced backlash from Wokies because the 1348X Voto account decided to attack them and attempt to gain a few sales, which didn't really work because as of right now, 1348X Voto has 6 people in game. Oh, excuse me, I'm wrong.
Mm.
5 people, and it's all time peak on.
This game, I'm sorry. One of the worst games I have ever seen ever to be released. From the combat being clunky, the story being like weak, and like just in general, like the storyline not making sense for the time that it's supposed to be based in. Not to mention they attacked any player, like the players, like try to uh like what was like they're gonna say like they're gonna prove the chuds wrong or some shit by winning a success. Also, not to mention they 100% lied about how many people wish listed the game. Like 110% lied about that. It was like 200. They want to say I think it was like 200,000. They tried to say wish listed the game. Its all-time peak was like 400 something. You're telling me 200,000 people wish listed this game? Sorry if I doubt you.
On Steam was 427. We don't know what the console numbers were, but I'm just going to assume they weren't good given they've completely abandoned their social media accounts. But Knight's Path has consistently impressed gamers, gotten a lot of positive attention as well. People have defended this game, defended these designs, and you just love to see these meltdowns, right? Because for years now, the gaming industry has tried to push away their existing fan base and bring in a new global audience. Hasn't really worked in their favor, but they've tried. And when a game like this pops up with characters like this that pop up, people are like, oh, hell yeah, this looks sick. We've seen some absolutely wild accusations and attacks on this. People saying that this is trad wife porn, saying that only degenerates like the
Meet Amelie, beekeeper, herbalist, and healer, with a soul and voice sweeter than the healing honey she makes. One of the three romance options in Knight's Path. That's nice. She's kind of cute.
these characters. I mean, seriously, I get that there are people a little upset
Also, based on the comments right there, people are upset because it's old traditional. It's basically what marriage, traditional wife and marriages were supposed to be like, or were like. Well, they don't like their traditional way. They want the new modern way where it's not more like a marriage, it's more like your buddies. You fuck your buddy, you live with your buddy, but if your buddy's screwed, you're not going to really help him. Like you're not going to do everything in your power to help him. You're fucked. He's just fucked on his own. Now, not everybody's like that. I'm going to say not everybody's like that. But I think if people like traditional marriages and all that, that is their business. And if you don't like this game because it has traditional marriages in it, and that's you don't want to play it because of that, okay, well you don't really have to play it. Like I highly doubt you're going to buy it in the first place.
that she happens to wear a little bit of lipstick and have a little bit of blush on, even though previously in history women would like pinch their cheeks to have more color, they would bite their lips to have more color. They're just furious at this, but I think that they're just looking for a reason to attack this game because the developers will not add LGBTQ romances. They are not interested in pushing an agenda with this experience. They actually want to keep video games as a form of escapism and just make something really cool. This has led to more posts about the experience, like this one from Pirate Nation, who had said the LGBTQ plus community are attacking again the indie low fantasy action RPG Knight's Path after they revealed their character Amelie, a healer who is one of the three romance options in the game. And this has gotten 1 million views, 28,000 likes. The Knight's Path post had actually gotten 19.
I'm sorry if I'm not talking a lot right now. I don't mean to be the Debbie Downer, but right now I'm sitting in a shed. It's insulated for the most part. Got even an air conditioner. But it's really fucking hot in here still. So hot that I'm about ready to take my shirt off. I'm burning alive. Air conditioner, fan. I'm like, eh. Okay, I'm making sure that heater wasn't on. It is hot in here. I don't know why it's so hot, other than the fact it's hot outside. But it sucks.
1,000 likes and 3.1 million views. But any coverage like this is ultimately good. I think that images like this are so freaking funny because it's so
Hmm.
true. How can you look at a character like this that is covered head to toe and think to yourself, oh, yeah, guys, this is pornography? I mean, it's mind boggling. Another 100,000 wish lists added to the game. You love to see this happening. So, showing too much skin is problematic, not showing any is problematic. Holy F, get out of my hobby. Leftists in the LGBT community, when an attractive straight white woman exists in a video game, and yeah, they are furious over it. Oh, look, another game that's going to succeed despite woke backlash. Are they
Okay. Stellar Blade, I haven't got to play it yet. So I can't say anything. Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong, or Hogwarts Legacy. I have not played any three of these games because, well, I'll be real with you, I'm a brokey. But I've seen gameplay of Black Myth Wukong and Hogwarts Legacy. Both of those look awesome. I can't say much about Stellar Blade because I have not seen much gameplay at all. I know the game's out and I can look it up, but right now I'm in the middle of recording a video, so I'm not gonna go look it up.
never going to learn? And yeah, Hogwarts Legacy did great, Stellar Blade did great, Black Myth Wukong did great. Now, those projects are quite different because they were higher budget, they had larger companies behind them. But I do agree that when it comes to the backlash, this is the same type coming from the same people. It's the same attacks. It's just the same tired narrative that they're constantly pushing, that beauty is inappropriate, and really, they hate this character because she is feminine. They hate femininity. We have seen the attacks on femininity ramp up in the video game industry over the past decade because of Gamergate 1. Studios are listening to the Anita Sarkeesians and the Zoe Quinns. They're hiring Sweet Baby Inks. They're sanitizing their content. And ultimately, they don't want to make content for men because they hate men. They are misandrists, plain and simple. And so, yeah, when I see characters like this, I instantly go, oh, this looks really cool. A beautiful character like this is eye catching.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm okay. This is just me, but I feel like her cheeks are a little fat. Now, I'm not trying to be nitpicky or weird. It's just when I look at her, I'm like, I look at the cheeks, I'm like, why? It's just kind of a weird, like, little deal going on there. I'm not nitpicking, by the way. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like, it's strange.
And there are plenty of people out there who want to see these types of characters in the games that they are purchasing. And you have these wokies also trying to say, oh my gosh, it's not historically accurate. I thought you guys were about historical accuracy. I've talked about it many times on the channel. I'll only briefly address it here. In the case of an Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft said that they had historians and experts working on the game and that it was 100% historically accurate. They didn't label it fantasy. And of course, I am going to scrutinize them and hold them to the standards they claim they hold themselves to. And in the case of Knight's Path, it is a very different situation. Low fantasy in Knight's Path. That's all I need to hear. As soon as I see the term fantasy, I instantly go, oh, okay, it's not supposed to be 100% historically accurate, and that's perfectly fine. They have done a very good job at historical accuracy, but there are things that clearly are fantastical, like dragons and massive snails, and God forbid, a woman that has neat hair. For us, low fantasy means that the world stays grounded and believable. There will be no elves or dwarves, no hordes of orcs threatening kingdoms, or wizards casting fireballs. The core of the game remains firmly historical in tone, focused on a medieval human society shaped by feudal hierarchy, power, political intrigue, war, faith, and the everyday hardship.
Okay. I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to be interrupting. I love fantasy games. Honestly, one of my, I, hold on, I don't want to lie to you. I want to mention, like, one of my favorite fantasy games, but I had to stop and think about that. Yes, I was playing Helldivers. Don't judge me. Hold on. I know I have. Yeah, that's gotta be one of the best. I think one of the best fantasy games has to be Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls are just like I, hmm, Skyrim. Well, this video won't get edited. Yeah, Skyrim's pretty cool. Yeah, I like Skyrim. It's a real fun game. I would recommend it if y'all haven't played Skyrim before.
And joys of life in the Middle Ages. Fantasy elements do exist, but they are rare and subtle. That right there is all that these people should need to hear. And then they go, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess this character design is fine, even if they don't like the character design. But them going on and on and on about this just shows how desperate they are to attack it. They say creatures like the wyvern and the giant snail are inspired by medieval manuscripts and folklore and are treated as unusual, rare parts of the natural world
Well, yeah.
rather than common sights. Magic, where it exists at all, is
Whoop, shit.
indirect and ambiguous. Long rituals, superstitions,
I
divination,
kind of,
curses, and effects that may or
I kind of wonder, where did the folklore come from slimes? Like, I'm just kind of curious. How did that start? I'm like, I wonder if that's actually a folklore that there was like slime monsters. I wonder if it was like a, something just to scare kids, or if it was actually some people like misunderstanding something, like like falling into like a swamp or something like that, and it looked like green slime or some shit. Ooh.
may not even be real magic, rather than anything flashy or obvious. If a truly magical item exists, it is treated as a divine artifact or a once in a lifetime miracle, not an everyday
Shit,
tool.
it's
Overall,
hot.
fantasy is there to
Woo!
add atmosphere, mystery, and tension, and to let the player experience a medieval world throughout the eyes of medieval people who often believed the world to be far more magical than we do today, while still keeping the world feel real. And I think that this is very cool. I think that this is a great way to approach it. And I think that this right here is why so many people are very excited about this game, because it is different than what we're seeing. It is not supposed to be an exact copy or paste of a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's not a copy and paste of a Witcher. It's very different from what exists. I'm not saying it's, the most unique game I've ever seen in my life, but it is pretty unique in terms of what is releasing today. And so that is very
Well, burn
cool.
my bridges.
And these attacks just come across as very desperate, and they don't like attractive characters. They don't like femininity. And so that's why they've made this title such a target, because there is no narrative being pushed with it. It isn't a modern interpretation
Oh,
of the Middle Ages. There's beautiful characters, and all of this has led to a lot of outrage, and it doesn't.
I despise that because like Stellar Blade got a bunch of backlash because they had what's called the main character. People had a problem with her because she was too unrealistic or too sexualized. They started with too unrealistic, and then it's like, well, actually, they 3D scanned an actual model's body to make the model, so unrealistic is just not true because they took the body model based on an actual model, like actually scanned her completely. So yeah, unrealistic is not something real. Maybe for an American woman, it's unrealistic because you go. Okay, I'm not gonna say that one. That one might be just a little bit mean about McDonald's because McDonald's actually they have pretty good food, but honestly, it's some of the most unhealthy food I've ever eaten in my life. I could taste the diabetes.
Look like it's going to stop anytime soon, but hey, I'm perfectly fine with that, to be honest, because it means that the Knight's Path theme is getting more eyes on their project, more people are wish listing
Phones.
it, and while I'm sure it does suck for them to go through this, and I've talked to the lead developer a couple of times. By the way, there will be jiggle physics in the game. I can confirm. I think we all already assume that, though. I think that they do have a lot of support behind them, which keeps them going and is really good. And the more attention, at least in my opinion, the better. But that's all that I really had to.
I just did it. Yeah. All right. Sorry, my bad, guys. Uh, this is Var Dark from on Dark Titan Media. I will leave a link down in the description below to her channel as well to this video. So if y'all want to check her out yourself, I do highly recommend it. If you would like to leave me a like and subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. I try to upload Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. My schedule's a bit off right now because I'm honestly like I'm trying to transition to a new job, and it's going to be something. If it doesn't work out, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but hey, it'll be okay. And if not, well then the last video I upload, if it's been a year since I uploaded that video, it probably wasn't okay. But that's okay. At the end of the day, we all make it there somehow.